welcome to another episode of Walking Movies. I'm Nick, and it's unusual for me to have two films so close together, but I saw that they were doing advanced preview screenings today of the new John Krasinski film, If, Imaginary Friend. And so I thought I would go and check it out. I've been looking forward to this film since I first saw a trailer for it last year. John Krasinski, obviously famously from The Office, but made his directorial debut with A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2, which were both excellent films. And this is a complete departure because The Quiet Place is like a kind of horror thriller, mild horror, but a horror thriller. And this is a family-friendly joint. In fact, so family-friendly, it's rated U. But you don't get a lot of U-rated films these days. Even family films are generally rated PG. So that shows you just like how different he's gone in this direction for this film. What I know about the film from the trailers is it's about what happens to children's imaginary friends when they grow up and they stop, seeing them. What happens to those people and what they can do about it. So it's got an all-star cast of voice actors. Lead actor, as in actual acting on screen, is Ryan Reynolds, but you've got people like Steve Carell, also obviously from The Office. His wife, John Krasinski's wife, Emily Blunt, not Steve Carell's, that would be confusing, among many others. So it looks like it's going to be a kind of family fun time, and let's see what we think of If. Right, so I've now seen If, and unfortunately it's a bit of a mixed film, in my opinion at least. And also, with any review from anyone, it should always be like just their view on things, what have you. But for me, this didn't really land. Kaylee Fleming is the main character, B. She's fantastic. The acting in the film in general is really good. Like even Ryan Reynolds, who I've been critical of before, I think he was good in this film. John Krasinski's funny. Fiona Shaw, as much as I love her as an actress, I really think she's a great actress, but her accent in this film's all over the place. Sometimes she's American, sometimes she's British. It's very, I don't know where her character was supposed to be from. And I mean the effects in the film, which is what the main kind of like selling point of the film is, all the imaginary friends. They're really good. It's made really well, and I mean it is an absolute 180 from A Quiet Place. It's like the complete polar opposite in almost every way. It's super sweet, and by that I mean it's absolutely saccharine for a lot of the time. Like, like when you drink like a full fat Coke or something and you get like that film on your teeth. Felt like that. It was so sweet. But I just don't think the film as a collective whole really landed with me. I thought the plot was all over the place. A lot of things didn't really make much sense. And it's obviously supposed to be quite cute and whimsical. And I will say, I mean, it's obviously a kids' film. It's aimed at families. And I think they will have an absolute blast with it. And there was a few families in there that watched it today, and they were having a really good time. And I think it will resonate a lot more with kids than it will do with adults. I think it just tries too hard at times. I think that it tries to aim for a lot of things and just doesn't really nail any of them. It's funny, it's sweet, it's a great film to take the kids to. I think kids will really get a lot out of it. And I think certain adults will as well. I think, maybe maybe the problem is I never had an imaginary friend growing up. Or maybe I didn't, I just don't remember. Maybe that's the point of the film. But, you know, so it didn't resonate with me in that way. It didn't give me enough reason to want it to. And I'm really gutted, because I really thought this was going to, you know, be something I'd love, something I'd really enjoy, and it just didn't really land with me. It's such a bummer when something you're looking forward to just doesn't seem to work. And look, as I said, if you're looking for something to take the kids to, then, you know, they will have a blast. Whether you do with it is another thing. The voice acting's good, the acting as a whole is good, the story just doesn't really work for me, and there's like a kind of post-credit scene as soon as the film finishes, and if anything that confused me even more than the film itself. Yeah, I just, oh man. So what am I going to score it? It's a 5 for me, and I would say it's probably a 7, possibly an 8 for kids. I'm supposed to be going to see this film again next week with my wife and my daughter. We'll see if that happens or not, I don't know. They might go and see it without me. I'll go and see it with them, you know. I didn't find it offensive, I was just disappointed. It'd be interesting to see on a second watch if I feel any different, but I don't see how I would do. But you never know. Maybe because I was sat there trying to work out what the film was about for a lot of the time. Maybe that, I don't know. But yeah, so, you know, can I recommend it? If you've got kids. Only if you've got kids. If you like John Krasinski, if you like Ryan Reynolds, in general, but you don't have kids, I think you can probably wait for this one to come out at home. Yeah, I just hate when this happens. I like to be positive. I like to have fun. I just don't feel that this film did it for me. It's a real shame. So yeah, that's my thoughts on If. Let me know what you thought. Was I being too harsh? Was I expecting too much? I don't know. But let me know what you thought of it. And, you know, as always, until the next time, just remember that Flynn lives.